दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम. We have started since the last few classes to study this profound stotram written by Bhagavad Padri Adi Shankaracharya. In the first few classes, we are studying the Dhyana slokas which are found in Skanda Puranas and the commentary of the 10 Mool Sutras, the comment written by the disciple of Sri Shankaracharya, Sureshwaracharya, in his Manasallasa, where he has written 144 slokas on the Mool Sutra, where also he mentions the Dhyana slokas, which helps in meditating on the glory and on the form of Dakshinamurti. In the last classes, we have discussed somewhat in detail on the form of the Dakshinamurti, which you can right now see on the screen. We have discussed the meaning of the different forms depicted in the picture, as well as the Ardhanarishvara, Ashtamurti Vrit, and the four sages, and the Apasmara, Daman, and all others in details. Today, we will try to complete the Dhyana slokas. Last day, we have done 3 of the Dhyana slokas for meditation. In the first 3 slokas, we have found this picture of Dakshinamurti, which we can see right now, depicted in a wonderful poetic way that also denotes the form of Dakshinamurti and which we can see over here. And in the last 2 or 3 remaining Dhyana slokas, which we shall cover now today, we will see the glory of the Dakshinamurti, which will help us in meditation. And by completing these Dhyana slokas, maybe from the next class, we'll start the main stotras, which was composed by Sri Shankaracharya. First, let us complete the Dhyana slokas today and recapitulate the earlier 3 Dhyana slokas which we had studied yesterday, last day. We'll just remember them once again. The Dhyana slokas of the Dakshinamurti Stotra. The first line, the first sloka was like this: Maunya Vyakhya Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam Yuvanam Varshisthante Vasad Rishiganai Avritam Brahma Nishthai. The meaning is given below. A young guru imparting knowledge of Brahman through silence, surrounded by rishis who are firmly established in wisdom. Next, the same sloka continues. Acharyendra Karakalita Chinmudram Ananda Rupam Swatma Ramam Mudita Vadanam Dakshinamurti Mure, who is the teacher of teachers, whose gesture signifies wisdom, whose nature is fullness, smiling, reveling in himself. I worship that Lord Dakshinamurti. This fast of the Dhyana slokas, it is pointing towards the reality of Brahman, which is in reality beyond words. What were the meaning of these words, slokas, which we have discussed in detail in last class? Mona. Mona means in silence. It's not speaking, but saying that Mona Vyakha Prakatita. What is that Vyakha? That is a Parabrahma Tattvam. So it is apparently a contradictory. Apparently, it is a paradox. Being silent is giving Vyakha, is giving lecture, is giving exposition of what? Vyakha Prakatita Parabrahma Tattvam. Through this Mauna state, he is giving, he is revealing, the Prakatita is revealing, is making evident the Vyakha of what? The Parabrahma Tattvam, the truth of the ultimate reality, which is Brahman. So that Parabrahma Tattva is giving, and how explaining? By being silent. This is the first contradiction apparent. By being silent is teaching. And then it said that how is that the one who's teaching, how is like his Yuvanam, he's young. Young here denotes because he's young, because he's ageless, eternal. Why it is given here? Yuvanam? Because again another contrast is coming. In contrast of the disciples. Seeing it is given in the next line, Varshishtha ante vasad rishiganahi avritam brahmanishtahi. Varshishtha, elderly. Who's elderly? The disciples are elderly. In contrast with the elderly disciples, the Guru is Yuvanam. Guru is young. That denotes the ageless eternity of the Brahman. And disciples are Varshishtha. And how are the disciples? Ante Vasad. Ante Vasad means Ante Vasinaha. This means the Gurukulam, where a student stays in the Gurukul with a Guru and near staying with him. That is residential in student's term. Residential. So that is Ante Vasad. When we come in the word Upanishad in Vedanta, they also comes in Upanishad means sitting near Guru and learning the truth of Vedanta. So here also it denotes that Ante Vasad means when you are living, the Guru and the disciples are living together. They're not far away. So that also physically also denotes the idea of Gurukulam, and also and spiritually it denotes. So ultimately the Guru and is the heart, is within the heart of the Shishyas, and through his heart is teaching. That's why the teaching is in silence. You need not speak out. Sri Ramakrishna says the Satchidananda is Guru. That's why when his Guru is already in his heart, in nearest of the near, the dearest of your dear, that time only your Antyavasad, you're always with Guru. You're never apart from your Guru. In physical form also you will say that you're staying with Guru, and also in spiritual form. Wherever you are, you're already always with your Guru. The song is there that Kashi Kanchi, Goya Ganga Prabha Shadi, Kashi Kanchi ke bachaye, Kali Kali boli amar Ajapa Jodi Purai. That also shows that same idea that when I'm always with my Ishta, Guru, then I need not go to visit and go to different places of pilgrimages like Kashi, Kanchi, and others. I'm always with him. I never am apart from him, my Guru. So here Ante Vasat again means physically Guru Shishya together, but also spiritually. They never apart from each other. So this Ante Vasat, who the Rishi Gani Avritam. These four Rishi Ganas we have said earlier the story that Brahma has four Manasaputra. They are sitting just below the at the feet of the Dakshinamurti, and Brahman is these four rishis, Sanat, Sanadana, Sanat Kumar, Sanatan. These four rishis, they are also Brahmanishtai. They're established in the knowledge of Brahman by the grace of the Guru. Brahma Veda, Brahma Eva Bhavati. So they become one with Brahman, Brahmanishtai. And as the Guru, speaking of the Guru, Guru is Acharendriya. Acharya, Guru is Acharya, is the teacher, and is Indra, the king of teachers. Is the king of teachers, that is Acharya Indra. And how is teaching? Karakalita Chinmudra Ananda Rupam. This is the importance that his teaching, because he's silent, he's not teaching to his mouth, not speaking. His teaching is visible. Karakalit, it is apparent in his hand. And what is the teaching? What is the gesture through his hand? That's the Chin Mudra, the Jnana Mudra, Chin Mudra, which we had discussed in detail last class. Today again we'll do that. The Chin Mudra, that is the teaching. Through the Chin Mudra, he's giving the teaching. And this Acharyendra, the king of teachers, is also Ananda Rupam. Ananda Rupam, that is a Swarupa. Satchit Ananda, Satchidananda Rupam, Nitya Shuddha, Shuddha Buddha Mukta. That is a Swarupa. That happiness, that bliss is Swarupam. That's the Ananda Rupam. And again, that Ananda is also expressed through his form. That's why it said Mudita Vadanam. Next slide. Said Swatma Ramam Mudita Vadanam. That the essence is Satchit Ananda, and he's revealing his own self, his Akama, Atma Kama, Apta Kama, Smatma Ramam. That's the Smatma Ramam. He's revealing his own self. He doesn't desire anything apart from his self. Everything existed in his own self alone. And this Ananda is also being expressed through his features of his face. His Mudita Vadanam, his face is smiling. Like in Gita, when Sri Krishna teaches Arjuna, the second chapter says, Prahasanniva Bharata, as it was smiling. Sri Krishna is teaching to Arjuna. The smiling that this to the smile, he says that his Ahituka Kripa Sindhu. He's pleased with his disciples. That's why he's smiling. He's not rude, neither he's laughing so that he's ignoring, neither way. He's but smiling, being very pleased. Mudita Vadanam, smiling very pleasantly. And to that Dakshinamurti, that form of Shiva, Dakshinamurti we said, Dakshinamurti means one who's facing south. South is the abode of Yamaraj of death, so who is the conqueror of death. When we take refuge to Dakshinamurti, we no more fear death. We become deathless, the children of immortality. So that is Dakshina. Okay, and another is Dakshina Amurti means one who is Daksha, one who is fit, and is really in reality formless. Though we are seeing a form here, but in reality is formless, but who is fit to give us this Amrita of this Brahmajnana, of this immortality. To that Dakshinamurti, we pray to him, we put our homage, our offering. Not him or he or her, we said that it is a form of Ardhanarishvara. So we worship that form of Dakshinamurti. This sloka we have done in details yesterday. Chinmudra will come today again. Now the second sloka, which we did yesterday, the last day. The second sloka says, Vata vitapi samipe bhumi bhage nishannam sakala muni janana jnana datara mara. The meaning is given. Seated on the ground under the banyan tree, bestowing knowledge to all the rishis who have assembled near him. The slokas continue. Sloka. Tribhuvana Guru Visham Dakshinamurti Devam जननमरण दुःखच्छेद daksham namami, who is the teacher of the three worlds, who is the destroyer of the miseries of birth and death. I bow to that Lord. Now, coming to the meaning, Dakshinamurti is the teacher of the entire world. Vata Vitapi Samipi. Vata, the banyan tree, in the bold form of that is Dakshinamurti. We have seen there is a Vata Vriksha behind Dakshinamurti. And below the four rishis are there, and below the feet is the apasmara, the forgetfulness, ignorance. So he's sitting near the Vata Vriksha in the ground. It is said Vata Vitapi. Vita means the Vata Dasha, the banyan tree, has two types of original. The roots are below the ground, which is not been seen, but the secondary roots, it falls from the branches and it again takes root in the ground. So this is a specialty of Vata Vriksha. Like in comparison with other trees have only the original roots, but Vata Vriksha is the original main roots under the ground. But again from the tree, the branches, different branches, they again it comes to the ground and on the secondary roots they fall. So Vata Vriksha, this Vata Vitapi, the banyan tree which has these different branches, Samipe, near that, just sitting in front of the below the Vata Vriksha, Vata Vitapi Samipe, Bhumi Bhage, is sitting on the ground. Some places he's sitting on the shown in the sitting on the Nandi, the Vrishava, is Vahan, and somewhere sitting on the ground. He's not sitting on Singhasan. Sitting on the Singhasan are very high, very straight. That shows, sorry, if he's sitting on the high stage, like sitting on a Singhasan, that will show that he's very far away from the disciples. As it were not connected with the disciples. But here, that's why this is emphasized. He's sitting in the Bhumi Bhage. So he's very dear to the heart. It is very easy to approach him. He's not far away in very high pedestal like a Singhasan that we become fearful that he's so gorgeous, nothing like that. He's very down to earth, very easily accessible. Once we take refuge to him, is a Ahitu Kripasundar, we can get his blessings. That's why Bhumi Bhage is sitting and Nishannan, he's sitting there. He's not standing, he's not lying down, he's not walking away. He's sitting means very relaxed. He's just waiting, he's eternally waiting that when we'll just approach him and he's really ever ready to bless us. That's why Nishan is seated. He's not lying down like in Ananta Shana Vishnu, not lying down. It's not a meditative posture. That is the meditation that we have to wake up when Parvati goes to meditate and Shiva is doing meditation. He's not meditating. He's awake, wide awake. He's not standing that anyway he can move away. He's not walking that he's on the run that we have to run after him. But his Nishandan is sitting down and very relaxed, is waiting for us, is ever waiting, is ever with us. That denotes he is always with us. So, this Sakala Muni Jananam, Sakala, all the Muni Jana, the four Munis we have given, and through that Sakala Muni, that everyone, whole this Srishti, all the Jivas, all the Pranis, everybody. Earlier we said that the Sakala Muni Jana, it is denoting the four Munis, but here Sakala, it comes that not only is, that is a symbolic way to say that only the four Munis, the Sanat Sanandana, etc. But here Sakala, everybody, whoever is Muni means, whoever the Muni means Manana, who himself is doing Mauna, through that he has become Muni, and who himself is doing Manana. Any person, any human being, any Jiva, any Prani, who is doing that, who himself is being trying to be Mauna, like the earliest sloka is given the Dakshinamurti's Mauna. Yes, Mauna means looking within. outer world, always the indriyas. They are us pulling outside the senses, eyes, ears, everywhere running, running after so many wishes. But one is avoiding that, looking within and trying to be Mona means looking the wonderful, the teaching of the self, wanting to know that. He's become Muni and he's doing Manana. He's thinking over that. He is Muni. So any human being, any prani, that is Sakala, we can become disciple of Dakshinamurti. This is said now. Anybody, Sakala Munijana, who is trying to be Muni, who is trying to be Mona, who is trying to do Manana, trying to be, and Swamiji says, to be good and do good. That is the essence of religion. So that's the one who is trying to be Mona and one is to try do Manana. Swamiji is the end, just before his passing away in 1902, 4th July, he says, wait and meditate till I call you. He was telling to his Brahmachari Brajendra, who was doing seva to him in Swamiji's bedroom in Belur the first floor. He said, wait and meditate till I call you. This is waiting, is being Mauna, be Mauna. Wait. When we wait, we do not we do just run here after, we do not make noise. Waiting means silence. There is like a waiting room. The silence place, it is written over there. And meditate means do manana. Be Mauna and do Manana till I call you. When we are in Mauna and do Manana, then Dakshinamurti calls us. Like Swami says, wait a minute till I call you. Then Sakala Muni Jana, everybody of us can become Muni. Sakala Muni Janana, Jnana Datar Arat. He's giving Jnana Dataram. Then he becomes a giver of knowledge. He becomes Data. He becomes, he gives us that knowledge. When we sit in front of him, become Mauna and doing Manana, he grants us, he gives us the knowledge of he gives us the knowledge of Brahma Jnana, Arat, in front of. We are sitting in front of him, Arat, and then who is that? Dakshinamurti. He says he is a Tribhuvana Guru Isham. He is the Guru, teacher of Tribhuvanam, of the all three worlds. Good Bhuvasva in Gayatri Mantra, we say, is the Guru of the all Tribhuvan, and also he's the Isham, he's the Lord, he's the Maheshwara, he's the Parameshwara. He's also the Guru and also the Isham, Parameshwara, Paramatma. Who is he? He is that Dakshinamurti Devam. He is that Lord, he is that Dakshinamurti. He is a God. Dakshinamurti, we say, Dakshinamurti means the conqueror of death. So we need not fear when we approach him. And he's also, he's very Daksha, he's capable and he is without form. In reality, he is without form, Dakshinamurti. And also he is full of Dakshinya. Is full of kripa, full of grace, full of blessings, full of benevolence, full of kripa, and is Dakshinamurti, Dakshinamurti Devam, Janana Marana Dukkha Cheda. Dakshan. What is Dakshan? What is Daksha? What is capable of? To destroy Chedam, to cut off. Cut off what? Cut off the sorrow, the suffering of. What is the suffering of? Janana Marana. Once we take birth, we need to die. Once we die, again we take birth, and this cycle goes and without end. But he only is capable, able to cut this cycle of Janana and Marana. This is a this dukkha. And again, with, without wanting, we are forced again and again to follow this Janana and Marana. That's why it's a dukkha. It is not out of our own will, we're not willingly. We are forced upon to this. But he is able to cut Cheda and is Daksham in this. To that Dakshinamurti, Janana Marana Dukkham, who can this Ched, who can cut off this Dukkha and who is Daksha in doing that, and Namami. To him, I bow down. To that Dakshinamurti. So this was the second sloka we have studied earlier. And now the third sloka, this also we have studied earlier. Again to recapitulate. Here, again, this given the four contradictory or paradoxical thing which we are seeing in the Dakshinamurti. This is a very short, small sloka. चित्रं बटतरोर मूले वृद्ध शिष्य गुरुर युवा गुरोस्तु मौन व्याख्यानम शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशयः. Amazing. Under the banyan tree, aged disciples sat around a youthful guru. He taught them in silence, yet their doubts were dispelled. Here, the earlier all these things has been summarized in a single, very small, wonderful sloka, very small sloka. Four amazing things, four spellbounding things, in Tattva Vimura things has been given in this small sloka. Four paradoxical, contradictory things happening here. What is that? Chitra, see that amazing thing? That Batatarur Mule, at the root of this Batataru, the banyan tree, what is happening? Vriddha Shishya, the all elderly students are there. And the paradox is that contradicting the Guru, Yuva. Guru is it young. Naturally, we think in our human term or in the worldly term, we think just the opposite. That we think that the Guru will be very aged because he's full of wisdom, will be very aged, and the Sishya will be very young because in the very beginning of his life, will as a student he'll go to approach his teacher. But here it is just the opposite. Here the Shishyas are very aged and the Guru is young. We told that the meaning here yesterday, last day, that Guru means here, Yuva means eternal ageless, because this Brahmajnana is never tainted or tainted by any blemishes, any negative things. It is always there without any change, changeless. That's why it is denoted as Yuva. And the Shishya is older because Shishya they have gone through all the sufferings of life and they have gained experience of life. Then only Vairagya will come. Viveka Vairagya will come. That's why they know about the world. That's why they are Vriddha. They've undergone all the experiences of the pains and sufferings of life. That's why they are shown as a Vriddha. And then Gurustu Mauna Vyakhana, the third paradox. The Guru is doing his teaching by Mauna, by silence. Is another paradox. How by silence he is giving the teaching. And the fourth, final, the most important, the Chitram is the biggest, the paradox, the biggest contradictory, biggest amazing thing is that Shishyasta Chinna Sanshayaha. All the disciples are become their all their doubts are being destroyed, being removed by this silent teaching of the Guru. This is the final, the great thing, wonderful thing is saying. The greatest of the wonder is saying that by the silence, all the doubts have been destroyed. Here we said that they've been destroyed by which? By the Chin Mudra, Dhyana Mudra, which is shown in the right lower head. We said that little bit, we'll discuss that in short, which is this Chin Mudra. The Chin Mudra, or it is also called Jnana Mudra. We said that last day. It shows that the index finger, it shows the Jivatma, and the thumb shows the Paramatma, Brahma. The other three fingers, third, fourth, and fifth fingers, shows that together with the index denotes the whole Jiva. What? The other three fingers, third, fourth, fifth, shows the body, the mind, the senses. Or it can show the Sattva, the Tama, Raja. Or it can show Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. Or it can show the Jagrat, the Swapna, the Sushupti. Or it can show the Sthula Sharira, the Sukshma Sharira, the Karana Sharira. So there's different ways. The three, third, fourth, and fifth finger held together in straight, juxtaposed to each other, and pointing upwards. They're just the opposite direction to the second index finger. Index finger is pointing downwards towards the thumb, And all the other three fingers, third, fourth, fifth, is pointing upwards, the opposite side, opposite direction, beyond the index finger. And the index is touching the thumb. Thumb denotes the Paramatma Brahman. So it shows that teaching of the Vedanta, which Sri Ramakrishna says to Tiryanandaji, what you're learning of Vedanta, the final teaching is, as Acharya Sri Shankaracharya says, Brahma Satta Jagan Mitha. Brahma Satta, index is denoting towards the Brahma, the thumb, that is Alam truth. Jagat Mitha, the third, fourth, and fifth finger, denoting other side, Jagat Mitha. And Jiva Brahmaiva Napara. Another teaching is Jiva itself is Brahman. Jivatma and Paramatman, Atma Brahman is one and the same. That's why the index finger is touching the thumb. When you touch the thumb, it becomes a circle. The circle doesn't have any beginning, it doesn't have any end. In the other three fingers, third, fourth, fifth, the tip of the fingers are directing upwards and it is being ended there in the nails. But here, the thumb and the index, when touching each other, the nail of each other touching each other, it becomes a whole. Purna Madaha, Purna Midam. So it becomes a single whole and without any change, without any difference. So this, in very short, it shows the total, the idea of the teaching. That Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, it is shown by the three, third, fourth, fifth fingers, it is Jagat Mithya. And Jiva Brahma Napa, it is shown in the thumb and the index finger touching each other. So this is the teaching shown in the Chin Mudra. So this is very short about the Chin Mudra. We'll come back it again and again when we'll come to the main stotra of Shankaracharya about details, because through this there are many more layers of meaning. The layers we'll see when Bhagavan Shankaracharya himself will give through the his own stotra. Now we'll today complete the other three slokas of the uh, Dhyana, Dhyana sloka. The fourth sloka it is saying here, Nidhaya Sarva Vidyana, which is also a small sloka, Bhishaja Sarva Rogina, Gurave Sarva Lokana, Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Salutations to Lord Dakshinamurti, the abode of all wisdom, the teacher of the whole world, healing those who suffer from the disease of samsara. This is the fourth Dhyana sloka. He's saying Nidhi. Nidhi means treasure, wealth. So Nidhaya Sarva Vidyanam. His treasure house, wealth of what? Sarva Vidyanam, of all knowledge. All know whatever knowledge it can happen, the whole world. So he is the treasure house of everything. All knowledge can be had from him. Sri Ramakrishna says that mother, মা রাস ঠেলে দেন, তার নিজের জীবনে তিনি বলছেন যে মা রাস ঠেলে দেন। যেমন earlier days that paddy that you husk to get from the and get the rice, the one after another, you bring that paddy and the separate the husk and bring out the rice, and it goes on again and again. The another person is ever ready. Once it appears to be that empty, it gets filled up. Like another story that Madhusudan Dada, when mother says to her child son that your Madhusudan Dada is there, he will take care of you. And when the Guru asked to give some gift, he brought Madhusudan Dada, gave him some curd in a very small bubble, and whenever he was emptying that bubble and that bowl, and immediately that bowl was getting filled up with the curd again. So all these treasurers of all wealth, of all knowledge. Then saying, is a Bhishaji, Sarvava Roginam, is a Bhavaraga Vaidya. Bhishaja is the medicine. What? A Bhavaroga, the illness of the worldly life, the Janana Marana Dukkha. Earlier, Sloki said, this worldly life, this Bhavaroga. Sri Ramakrishna Swami says, the Bhavaraga Vaidya. In his Stotra, Naradeva Deva, there he says, Bhavaraga Vaidya, Bhavaraga is a Vaidya, is a doctor, is treating that. And here is the medicine also that. He is a doctor himself, he is also a medicine himself. And Gurave Sarva Lokana is also teacher of the whole world of Sarva Loka to everybody. To that Dakshinamurti, I am do my Nama Pranam. See here, you see, the Sattva Tama Raja, everything can be, we can deduce from it. Vishaja Sarva Rogina, all the diseases, if we can denote the diseases because of Tama of our mind, the darkness, ignorance of mind, is removing also Tamas. That's a Vishaja Sarva Rogina. Raja means all the activity, all the very gorgeous brightness, that is a Nidha Sarva Vidyanam, all the wealth. So he's the Rajas, his coming, he is also giver of everything. And from the Sattva means the final is the Guru of Sarva Loka, Guru of the Sarva Loka now. So Ishvara also is Triguna Mahi as a Nirguna. Parabrahma Roop, he is a Nirguna Brahma. But same, the Brahma is Ishvara, as Shakti, as Mother, is Triguna Mahi, as Kali or Durga, or Jagadhatri. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, the Sattva, Tama, Raja, and the Saguna Brahma. The same who is Nirguna Brahma Dakshinamurti is also the one who is the beyond the three gunas is also the full of Trigunamaya or Trigunamaya as Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, or in as the Kali, Jagadhatri, Durga. Durga is the Raja, Kali is the Tama, and Jagadhatri is the Sattva. And here Brahma as a Raja, Sattva is a Narayan, and Tama is a Rudra. Similarly, here also, the same Nirguna Brahman is also as a Saguna Brahmanishvara, Trigunamaya, Trigunamaya, is also full of Sattva is Gurava Sarva Lokanam, as a Raja, Nidha Sarva Vidyanam, and as a Tama, Vishadya Sarva Roginam. There also is in all forms, is there. Dakshinamurti is there. To him, I put my salutation. Then comes the fifth sloka of the Dhyana sloka. It said, Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaika Murtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Salutations to Lord Dakshinamurti, whose the meaning of Om, whose form is pure knowledge, who is changeless and utterly silent. He said that Dakshinamurti is as one's own consciousness. He said his Om Namah Pranavarthaya. Om. Who is the Om is the Tasya Vachaka Pranava. Bhagavan Patanjali says in his Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Tasya Vachaka Pranava in Kathopanishad is also called Krishna says in Gita. So his name, Om, Pranav is his name. I bow down to him. And whose Pranavarthaya, the very meaning of the Pranava Artha, he is denoting through that. And is Shuddha, is pure, without any impurity, and he is the knowledge himself, and his Eka Murtayi is the only one form, but this one is one which is beyond the two. When we see 1 and 2 in the numerical digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that one is not beyond 2. That one is only the succession of the 2, 3 like that. So that one denotes 2 will come after that, 3 will come after that, or 1 is there, so the fragmentation will be there, 1.5 will be there, 1/3 will be there, 1/4 will be there. That is the one in the that figurative, the digits. But here when it said 1 Eka Muktaye, here that one from this one is beyond 2. This very important thing is different. That's why earlier he said that Om and Shuddha and Jnana is this because this one is beyond the idea of 2. The special idea that also will come in the main sutra when will come in the full 10 sutras in the Dakshinamurti in details. Here only denotes that in this Dhyana sloka that this Eka is not in succession of this 2, 3 or not in this 1 by 2, 1 by 3, not in any part of any other. This is just beyond any other concept. That is shown in the next line, that is Nirmalaya. That's why in earlier line he said that Shuddha, Again, he's saying that, emphasizing that Nirmalaya without any mala, both way. In Neti Neti and Yukiti, both way he's emphasizing. So that he's putting that point again to us again and again, that this Eka, this Jnana is not in a worldly way. This one is beyond two. And this Jnana is not in, is Nidha Sarva Vidyana, but that doesn't mean the worldly knowledge and only alone. That's why this knowledge is beyond all this worldly knowledge. Earlier sloka he said Nidha Sarva Vidyanam, but here he's saying he Shuddha Jnana. This Jnana is beyond everything, everything of all worldly knowledge. That's why he's emphasizing again that is pure and nirmala. Again, he's saying the same word again in different connotations, to showing that the neti neti niti together. And prashantaya, he's utterly peaceful. Prakrishta rupa shanta. The shanta is the sham when mind. Sham se shanta comes sham, it is shanta. Sham means sadhana chatushtaya. Sham means the control of the mind. Dam means control of the senses. From sham it is shanta, from dam it is danta. So you have prakrishta rupena shanta. Not only not only the mind is controlled, it's prakrishta utterly controlled. Here the Shuddha Jnana, Shuddha uh, Bhakti, Shuddha Man, Shuddha Atma is act. So Ramkrishna says, Shuddha Man, Shuddha Atma is act, one and the same. So that is denoting here. That's what Nirmalaya is saying again Shuddha saying, and Prashanta, not only Shanta, but Prashantaya. To that Dakshinamurti, I do my naman, I do my offer, my pranam. So there's another way he's saying that the same thing, and these things, concepts and details, Bhagavan Shankaracharya will come in the mool 10 slokas. In some places, this is the fifth sloka ends the Dhyana sloka, but in some cases, there's also one sixth sloka given. So because this is given in somewhere, we'll do that sixth sloka also. There is another Dhyana sloka. So somewhere this five Dhyana sloka is there, and somewhere the sixth Dhyana sloka is also there. So sixth Dhyana sloka it is there, though it is not given everywhere. But we'll do the sixth Dhyana sloka here also, because that is a very, very important concept. The sixth Dhyana sloka, very, very important. Such a profound idea is given as sixth Dhyana sloka. We'll do that. This sloka says, Ishvara Gurar Atmani Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. You see, this Dhyana sloka is not given everywhere, which we saw earlier in the PDF. Here, after this fifth sloka, the main Dakshinamurti Stotra and Vishnu Darpana starts. So, many places this sixth Dhyana sloka is not given, but some places it has been given. And Sri Shankaracharya he mentions in Manasallasa, and this is a great philosophical truths in this sloka. That's why we'll do this Dhyana sloka also. It is said, Ishvara Guru Atmani. Ishvara, Guru and Atmana. This is Atmani Murti Bhedam Vibhagine. These are three concepts, three Murti. Ishvara is one. Ishvara is that Saguna, Brahman. And Guru. Guru is who comes to us and gives us Diksha and initiation Guru. And Atma, our own Atma. We generally we think these are the different. All three things are different. Guru is a different form. He comes to in human body in front of us. Ishwar is a Saguna Brahma, and Atma, our own Atma. We think these are three different concepts. But here it said, though it appears to be different, Ishvara Guru Atmana, these three different forms are only apparent separation only. These are one and the same. Apparently, it appears to be different. Ishvara Saguna Brahma appears to be different from Guru, and Guru appears to be different from Atman, our own self. But in reality, they are same. How they are same? It said that Vyoma Vat. Vyoma means like sky. How? Vyomamat Vyakta Dehaya. In the whole body, the visual prana vayu which is there within the body, and the vayu which is there outside the body, is the same or there is a different? We do nishvasa prashvasa. We do inspiration, expiration. We take in breath and we again take out the breath. The same vayu which is outside, which is going inside, and again same thing. But when it is within the form, within the body, we call it prana vayu. That five forms, that udana vayu, samana vayu, apana vayu, etc., etc. And when outside there, we are calling that air. Vayu. But it's the same Vayu also the same space also, the amount of space also. How like pot is there. Within the pot there is a space or air is there. And outside the pot there's also space and your air is there. But because it is covered or taking the form of a cup or dish or pot or bottle or whatever, a bucket, whatever, we think that this is different from that. Well, ultimately the space or air inside or outside is the same. And still more we can see when we put down a bucket in the water, in a river or in a well, the water within the bucket and water outside the bucket, it is separate or it is different or it is the same or not. It is always the same. The same water which is in the well or which is in the river, the same water is in the bucket. But only it is being differentiated, become limited as it were by the form of the bucket or the by bottle or by the cup or dish, whichever we were, the container, the adhara. So here it is said the same reality, who is Ishvara, he is Guru, he is also the same is Atman. But because of this form, because outside separation is there, outside limitations, upadhis are there, we think as it were Guru, Ishvara, Atman is different, but ultimately in reality there is the same. So that Dakshinamurti is the Dakshinamurti, from him I bow down. And this is the ultimate truth which we need to know, that is a jnana. That will be taught by Shankaracharya in this 10 slokas. This is the great truth that which we think is separate, that is the one and the same, that is the truth. How? Will just come in another way. It says that when we do a little bit of idea of the philosophy of Vedanta, it said the Triputi Bheda in Vedanta we need. What is the Triputi Bheda? Pramata, Pramanam, Pramayam. Or another way, we may say Drashta, Drishya, Darshanam. Drashta means one is seeing. Drishya means what has been seen. And Darshana means the method of being seen. Another thing is we can say Jnata, Jnaya, Jnanam. Jnata means one is knowing, knowledge. And Jnaya means the knowledge which has been known. And Jnana is the knowledge itself. Here itself, another word you can see in the screen given over here. Pramata, Pramanam, Prameyam. Pramata means one who is wanting to know the Praman, to know the knowledge. And what is the knowledge? What we know to Praman means the proof. One who wants to know the proof, learn the proof. And what is the proof? There is Prameyam is Ishvara. And the process of this knowledge, of this learning, is called Pramanam. So Sri Ramakrishna says, Guru is Ghatak. ভক্ত এবং ঈশ্বর এবং শিষ্যের মধ্যে ঘটকালি করিয়ে দেয়. Like in earlier days, for a marriage between a husband and wife, a ghatak is to there who is to connect between these two, husband and wife. So here similarly, Guru is like ghatak. He just connects between the Ishvara and the Shishya, between the Prameyam and the Pramata, between the so-called the Drishya and the Drashta, between the Jnaya and the Jnata. And the process is that Guru is the Pramanam or the Jnanam or the Darshanam. So here it is said that the Shishya, as you can see in the screen, he wants to learn, and Ishwar is the subject matter which he wants to know, and the Guru is the source, means of knowledge through which Guru means the Shastra is teaching life. One example is given here. Like earlier, there's a cassette player used to be there. Nowadays, no cassette players are there. So the cassette player brings out the music in the cassette. Music is always in the cassette player, but you have to run that through the gramophone or through that machine. Then only you can hear the music. Or in a better way, we can see that how the sculpture brings out the sculpture, the mold form of the any form of image from the rock. In a rock, the mold, the image is there of the god, but the sculpture he does, he just chisels it out day by day, slowly, and brings out the image. So that image was always within that rock. It was never divided of the rock. But the sculptor's work is to bring out that image from the rock, so that by chiseling slowly each other, and it brings out that mold, that every student is like an uncut rock, And a guru chisels away the unwanted anatma and reveals the atman. So this way the Dakshinamurti, he beholds that and he makes us realize that we are one with him. We are not apart from him. We are not apart from Guru. We are not apart from Vishwara. And we are our main source or the main reality is only Atman. What we are thinking we ourselves as a body, that is a false identification, that is the apasmara forgetfulness. In reality, we are one with Atma, and then we become one with the this reality. So this Dakshinamurti brings out through his the teaching, which will come in the uh, main teaching. Here, Chinmudra also says, we said that earlier, that also shows the sadhana chatushta. Earlier, we said that Chinmudra, that Viveka Vairagya was shown. In Chinmudra, we understood the Viveka, that Viveka means that is different from there, that these three fingers is showing that it is different. The Atma Anatma, Viveka, Nitya Nitya, Sadasat Vivek, is shown by three fingers. And these two fingers, it is shown that index and uh, the thumb, it's showing the Vairagya that we are denying that all pleasures of the world, of this world or the other world. And so the other two fingers, thumb and the index touching each other means we're denying the third, fourth, fifth of the world, Anatma. And from Viveka, Vairagya comes. And then comes the Shat Sampatti, Shamadama. Shama, we already said the Prashantaya. The Shama means control of the mind. And then three fingers we said, the third finger is body, mind, and senses. So all the three fingers, if we ourselves try to do the Chinmidra in our own hand, we'll see that to stretch the other three fingers, third, fourth, and fifth fingers, we need to stretch it very firmly. If you do not stretch firmly, the third, fourth finger, fifth finger, it naturally becomes bent. Our fingers are like that. If you don't firmly stretch third and fourth and fifth, like it is given in this figure, in this picture, it becomes as if it wants to be again bent because of the pull of the tendons, ligaments here. So that we need to be restrained, the Dhamma has to be there. That the three fingers means that you control your mana, that Shama, and you control the senses, Dhamma, and the Uparat. Uparat means like a spring. Spring, when you pull it down, if you release that, again it goes back to the same earlier stature. So here Uparati means once you have stretched out, pulled it out apart from the index finger, third, fourth, fifth, you should not bring it down again towards the index finger. It should remain away from the index finger. Third, fourth, fifth should be looked apart from, away from the index finger always. That is Uparati. You should not allow it to bring again towards you. So that is Uparati. Shama is control of the mind, then Dhamma is control of senses, then Uparati means that inactivity you should not let it again come back towards the senses, towards the Vishayas, Bhaga. Then Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. Titiksha is forbearing. Whatever happens there, I need to keep this way. I need to always focus my mind towards the Brahman, towards the thumb. That is Titiksha, forbearing, enduring. Whatever the pains comes in this life, with Shraddha, with full faith, I need to always look towards the thumb. Thumb, that is the Brahman or the Ishwar Guru is there. I need to always look towards that. So with Shraddha, this one pointedness, this Nishtha, this Ekagra Nishtha, that's index finger is always looking towards and touching towards thumb. It's never moving away from the thumb. It is always in touch with the thumb, the index finger. So that's why there is a Shraddha, and through that the Titiksha, whatever happens, I will not let it happen. Whatever I need, I will bear everything. I will bear all the pains, all the forbear, all the pain which is the other three fingers is causing me. If we will try in our own hand to stretch the three fingers, third, fourth, fifth, after some time we'll feel ourselves. If we do that physically right now, the other three fingers become strain is there. The other three fingers, we feel like that. Let us fold three fingers and be in rest. But Titiksha is you do not do that. You need to endure that. You need to forget that. Then Uparati, Titiksha, Sratadana, Samadhana. Samadhana. When you are doing that, then here becoming this whole heart is the size of a fist, this whole hand together with this three finger, with this fourth and fifth finger, and your palm together. The heart is the size of a fist. You become samadhan, you become very one with that, you become very clear about this idea that nobody can move away from you, this reality. You become, this is the reality. Nobody can push you away from that. That this ekta, that pranabartha, the idea of prana when it coming, then this idea samadhana comes, and then you know that this is the only reality. I will reveal always this thing that nobody can push you away. The samadhana means you're already fixed with this idea, and no more doubt is there in your mind that you know this is the only way. And then with this comes the mumukshatva. Mumukshatva means ultimately we want to know that reality that Ishvara Guru Atma is one, and we want to lose our this individuality, so-called individual of body, mind complex in that reality. So this is a Mokshatra comes. Then Dakshinamurti blesses us with his Chinamudra, Jnana Mudra. So with this, we today end our uh, this Dhyana slokas. For the next class, we will start the main sutras written by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Now, if any questions are there, any observations are there from anybody, you can put forward any questions, observations, any ideas. Today we have completed the Dhyana slokas. Anyone to put forward any question or idea or anything, any observation, anybody?
Maharaj Pranam.
Huh.
So,
Well,
yeah, there's just a small observation from my side. So, these four Kumaras, I mean, these four rishis, sons of Brahma, they are always portrayed as, I mean, young, small children, I mean, in the Shastras. But in the
Shastra, yes.
Dakshinamurti Stotram, why are they portrayed as aged rishis sitting around Dakshinamurti who is young?
Huh. Huh. Here, this that's why this contradictory, this Dakshinamurti Stotra always amazing. The Chitra is becoming again and again. Is contradictory apparently because there it is showed that he is that very young being shown because they give up the world. These four Manasaputras, they never entered the world. In fact, that's why the Brahma again he had to bring out is again his next other rishis and those who will procure and carry on this creation. But these four rishis, they never did that. Then from the very beginning, like Shukdeva, the son of Vyasdeva, from the very beginning, from their birth itself, they went to the path of renunciation. And that's why in the Puranas, it's shown that they were always they're like a small child because they never were tainted with the world, the experience of the world. There it was shown in that way in the Puranas. But in the reality, when they come in juxtaposition, in the comparison of the Dakshinamurti and the coming in front of Dakshinamurti, when you come to the knowledge of Dakshinamurti, who is eternal, and through that you become eternal. Brahma Veda Brahma Bhavati. Here it is given that process through which you are knowing that Brahman. And there in the Puranas, when it is given that they are always like a small child, there is shown the result. Here it is said that inquiry is been shown here. That's why shown that the Guru is Yuva, Guru is very young, and the Shishyas that are just striving for that. That's why they're showing in comparison with contrast to that agent. But when they know that reality themselves, the Ishwar Guru Atmani, there is no Bheda, they're one. They also become Yuva. They also become very ageless. They have become very like a small child. That result is shown in the Puranas. That's why they are shown in the Puranas. They are always very small, like a small child. They are also like a Yuvanam. They are also very small child. They are not aged. There is a result. End result is shown in the Puranas. And here, because the process is shown, they are approaching the God, approaching the of their teaching of the Guru or Atman. That's why here it's shown as a contrast to that. The teaching contrast to that reality when they are when we attach ourselves to the body mind complex, the third, fourth, fifth finger, will we appear to us. ourselves, and as we are full of janana marana duksham, that's why it appears to be as aged. So this is a contrast. That's what it's shown. But when we know him, you become Brahma Veda, Brahma Eva Bhavati. So that means after Purana, in the Puranas, it's shown that it is the same, very young. This is the idea of different pictures
Okay.
here and there.
And one more thing, I mean, that came to my mind was, I mean, why are these, I mean, four rishis being chosen as the disciples of Dakshinamurti? Because they are, I mean, realized from the time of their birth only. And I mean, they know their self. That is why they didn't get
Ah,
attached to the worldly things. I
yes.
mean, why would they need to go to Dakshinamurti for this? I mean, this is prior to their birth or after their birth? I mean, that's a bit of confusion.
This is very important question because Guru is required always. You see, Sri Ramakrishna, after his realization himself, he was not ready or to believe that whether he had realized or not. He said, "If mother, if my whatever my religion is true, that stone, the rock, it will jump, and then I will know come to know that it is true." You see, Vyasdev and his son Shukdev, from very birth, he was realized soul, but he was not knowing or not able to believe that I'm realized. So Vyasdev understood that because I am his father, he won't believe that I am. When I say that he is realized, he may say maybe due to my his father, because out of his attachment, out of his my love, I'm saying that. So he won't be able to believe me. So I need to send him to my guru. When guru says, he said he sent him to Raja Janaka. Janaka understood that he's already realized. Then he gave that story is there that he gave a bowl full of said oil probably or milk, and he roam about this palace where people are singing, dancing, and so that even a single drop should not spill out. Then he came back. He said, "See, your mind is already controlled. You are already realized." Then he could leave that. Yes, similarly, way Brahma's Anasaputra is already realized from the very beginning. But if Brahma could say that, you have realized that they would not understand the same like Vyasdev Shukdev. He sent to the Guru. You go to the Guru, and when Guru, because that's where the greatness of Guru. Through Guru only Sachidana Guru, through Guru only the knowledge comes. Everybody, Sri Ramakrishna says, even for to do churi, to do stealing, you need a Guru. Without Guru, there cannot be any knowledge, there cannot be any excellence. That's why to give the glory of the Guru is shown that though they are in very beginning, they are realized soul from Brahma, like Vyasdev and Shukdev. But he went to send him to Janaka. Similarly, here, therefore, they are going to Kailasa, to Dakshinamurti, to know the same truth. When Guru says that, they're already they're eternal, they're very ageless yuva, but they're thinking themselves as a aged. Here is shown that that's showing them a Vasishtha like very aged. Then only Guru shows that no, they're not that. They're already that Brahma, Jiva Brahmivana. Then they realize this is the idea of Guru. He
Yes, thank
emphasizes
you.
this thing.
Yes, thank you. And another thing that came to my mind, I mean, while we were discussing about this, I mean, the guru explaining without uttering a word, I mean, that, and that is enough for, I mean, the doubts and all those things to get cleared in the minds of the disciples. I mean, in the history of our, I mean, traditions, we have seen that, I mean, many such exalted people, I mean, avatars or sadhikas, sadhaks of our country. So people would go to them, visit them with many doubts in their mind, and in their presence, even without asking about those doubts would get cleared. I mean,
Yes,
this is from accounts of various disciples and various people visiting, I mean, famous seekers and spiritual leaders in our tradition. So that is one thing. And then another incident came into my mind from Raman Maharshi's life. So on one of the Shivaratri nights, he was asked to explain, I mean, the meaning or the essence of Shiva Mahimna Stotram. And then someone sang the whole Shiva Mahimna Stotram in front of him, and then he went to Samadhi. And that Samadhi only, I mean, he came out from Samadhi only early in the morning. And all the disciples who were surrounding him, I mean, they also went into a, I mean, higher state than their usual self. and it seemed to them, I mean, even without explaining, I mean, verbally, I mean, they thought that this is the best way that you can explain Shiva Mahimna Stotram. I mean, so I thought
Yes,
that,
yes,
I mean, it's probably similar to what is explained here.
yes, yes. Very true. Many times it happened with Ram Ramachi, with Mata Ananda Mahima, when it's Ram Krishna and Thakur Chandi. With many great saints and many avatars, there has been many things like here. One is given is very true. When by grace of the Guru or grace of such great souls, when he uplifts of mind to that level, the Swamiji, when once he was in the Belur sitting in the front of below is that a mango tree in the Belur courtyard, he just uttered that Brahmanandi and others were there. He uttered the you are Brahman, and by only uttering this word itself, and without explaining anything, he said that for a few minutes together, the Shishya Sharachana Chakravarti, Swami Premanand, and all else, everybody, they were almost like this Chitram, like Amazon, they were spellbound, and they realized that truth, a sense of Brahman in their own heart, and they got some realization. Like Sri Ramakrishna gave in Kashipur, the Mother Chaitanya, there also some single word he said, and they understood this. So many things, saints like Ramanachi and many other saints, either by totally by utter silence, or by just by grace uttering a single word, or by Chin Mudra, Dhyana Mudra, it happens. Is the greatness of Guru. Ishvara Guru Atmani, Murti Bhedam Vibhagine, Vyomavat, Vyapta Dehaya, Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. So, any more questions or any observations? Ah, yes, please. বলুন
মহারাজজি মহারাজজি আমি বিজ্ঞানামে দেখছি এখানে 8টা ধ্যান মন্ত্র আছে।
কোনখানে
বিজ্ঞানাম আছে না, বিজ্ঞানাম অ্যাপে এখানে 8টা ধ্যান।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ তাহলে বললাম বিভিন্ন জায়গায় তো ধ্যান মন্ত্রের সংখ্যা সংখ্যা আরো আলাদা আলাদা আছে। তো অন্য ধ্যান মন্ত্রগুলো কয়েকটা সেক্ষেত্রে করা যেতে পারে কখনো, যদি সম্ভব হয় পরের দিন আমরা আরো দু একটা ধ্যান মন্ত্র করে নিতে পারি। আগে দু একটা, যেমন আমরা যে পিডিএফ এ দিয়েছিলাম সেখানে ওই 5টা ছিল, আমি আর একটা এক্সট্রা পেয়েছি বলে এক্সট্রা করলাম। যদি সম্ভব হয় আমরা সেটা আর একটা আমরা পরে আরো যদি ধ্যান মন্ত্র যদি আমরা পাই বা আপনারা পেলেও পরে জানাবেন, যার ফলে পরের দিনে সে দুটো আমরা করে নেবো। পরে গ্রুপে জানাতে পারবেন
ঠিক আছে।
অন্য মন্ত্র।
আর মহারাজজি আপনি আপনি যেটা 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 থেকে করাচ্ছেন সেটা কার বই?
এটা তো একটা তো আছে যে এই স্বামী তৎপরানন্দী সরস্বতী তার একটি পিডিএফ রয়েছে, আর একটি আমি নেটে পেয়েছি, সেটা আমি নাম জানিনি কে দিয়েছেন। একটাতে নাম পেয়েছি, অন্যটাতে নাম পাইনি। আর এছাড়া আমাদের স্তবনাঞ্জলিতে লিখিত আছে।
স্তবনাঞ্জলিতে আছে কিন্তু ধ্যান ধ্যান মন্ত্রটা তো নেই।
ধ্যান মন্ত্র স্তবনাঞ্জলির শেষের অংশটাতে আছে, ওখানে আগে বিশ্বনাথ রূপম আছে, শেষটাতে ধ্যান মন্ত্র কয়েকটা দেওয়া আছে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, ওটা আমি নোট করে নোটিস করে নিই। আচ্ছা, আর মহারাজজি আরেকটা আমার প্রশ্ন আছে, এই যে দক্ষিণা মূর্তি, দক্ষিণা মানে কি শুধু দক্ষিণ দিকের মুখ, না এর আরো কোনো ডিপেস্ট মিনিং আছে?
আমরা আগে বলেছি যে দক্ষিণার্থ there are four meanings. One was that facing south means facing death. Second is Dakshina Amurti. We said in the very beginning, Dakshina means only Daksha, who's capable and who is really is Amurti without any form. And third is we say Dakshinyam. Dakshinyam means like Dakshina Kali, is full of grace, full of blessings, full of benevolence. The third. And Sri Ramar Maharshi says that heart is in the right side, that is another word of Dakshina. So this common four meaning in there. Facing south, full of benevolence, Dakshinya, Daksha, and Dakshindik means right side also. South facing, also right side facing. These are the 4 ideas. Yes.
ঠিক আছে, হ্যাঁ ঠিক
Uh,
আছে, ঠিক আছে,
Alright,
ঠিক আছে।
next day we can start that details. And if any other sloka is there, we'll try to see that. This one other sloka is there. We are finding that Angushta Tarjani Yoga Mudra Vajena Yoginam Sthirtham Brahmanya Vyaktam Darshanaya Yoga. I will find it, try to find it in the details, and if possible, next day we'll take it up that was. Today we can end with this
আর
sloka.
আরেকটাও আছে
You please send that to the group.
আরেকটাও আছে মহারাজ, চিৎগণায় মহাশয়।
Yes, Chidghana Maheshaya Vata Mulana Vaishine Satchidananda Rupaya Dakshinamurti. You send that to the group later on after the class. We'll do that in the next class. So we can end today with this chanting this last mantra today. Nirmalu chant করবে এই 6 নম্বর মন্ত্রটা স্ক্রিনে যেটা আছে এটা দিয়ে শেষ করব। ईश्वर गुरुआत्मनि मूर्तिभेदं विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम तत्सत्। श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।